Hi everyone! This is Reading in English, aka Amanda, and welcome to my garage. Yeah, those are my fiance's skis back there. Anyway, I know this is just going to be a quick little update, but I had to talk about it right now. I just finished For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten. I showed the cover in my previous video. It is a hot new release right now. What's really interesting about it is that I would say about half of the people I'm seeing reading this on BookTube right now, half are like, it's okay, I don't know if it could have been better. I got a little confused in the beginning because the magic system is a little complex or convoluted. And the other half is like, oh, yay, this is like the best book ever and a must read. Me personally, as an English teacher and someone that really just wanted to read something for fun, I have to say that this was a slam dunk. It is, I would say, if you're into Little Red Riding Hood retellings or Beauty and the Beast retellings, or even if you loved Uprooted, by Naomi Novik, I mean, you're going to love this book. It's amazing. It's a nice little floppy paperback. It does have deckled edges, which can be a little annoying turning it, but I ended up actually reading it on my Kindle anyway, so it doesn't matter. Although personally, the aesthetic view of deckled edges is actually really pretty, and I love it. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, I will say that the magic system is very interesting. It pulls from Red and the Wolf aspects, right? Because the main character is Bradaris, whatevs. And then obviously Eamon, who is the wolf, lives in this place called the Wilderwood. It's on the outskirts of on Valida or Validin, which is the kingdom. Yes, okay. And this interesting magical woods is on the outskirts. And there are 5 kings. Lore says that the 5 kings were trapped in the Shadowlands within the Wilderwood or below the Wilderwood, kind of like in the second little altar realm from the Wilderwood. But it's the Wilderwood's magic that did that. And basically the wolf is like the warden and has to like keep hold of everything with, as far as like balance within nature, I would say. I have to say that it is very like Mother Nature-esque, where balance has to occur. There has to be good and evil. There has to be some chaos with control. And I think that's kind of what I overall got from the magic system. Personally, I was able to easily imagine everything that was going on. I can tell this is her debut novel, just because there was some repetition with like the words, the wording. But overall, the diction was pretty nice. I personally did understand it as someone with comprehension issues. I do read a lot, but I wasn't bored. I think that's saying something. I do think kids would like this, even though it's not technically YA, and it doesn't really go into too much detail as far as like the romance. And the romance, don't worry, it's not much. It's really not. I really think adults that don't like romance would love this book. I think adults that do like romance might actually want more. It really only gets a little, it's like one little scene, where they finally, they're like all kissy and huggy or whatever. But that's it. For the most part, it is about sacrifice and family and honor and bravery. And it's set in this backdrop of this wonderful, like, cool kingdom. I just love it so much. I loved it. I will say that I did get frustrated with Radaris' sister, because she was missing Radaris so much, right? So the whole aspect of this is that The first daughter is for the throne, aka Rhaenyra's sister, and the second daughter is for the wolf, right? And then the wolf is for the Wilderwood. And I got frustrated because they sent Rhaenyra into the Wilderwood on her 20th birthday, and she got this mark that appeared like on her arm or whatever, that she's marked by the Wilderwood. And she was very sacrificing. She was willing to go in, and I think that's just because she had previously, a few years before, her and her sister had traveled into the Wilderwood, and it kind of like, she like had a little cut, and the Wilderwood is very like bloodthirsty, which is super creepy. And so the trees were like coming after her, and she ended up like freaking out and using some of that magic, and it wasn't full magic because she hadn't officially been sacrificed to the Wilderwood yet. She wasn't even necessarily marked yet, but she was the second daughter, so she had some of that magic already, which is like roots and vines and bark, and it's kind of cool how that happens. But anyway, she was protecting herself, and she thought she was protecting her sister and everyone, but she ended up killing these people that were coming after her, the guardsmen or whatever that were coming for them, because obviously they're princesses, and she accidentally killed them because she got scared, and she used that splintered magic, and it hurt her sister, and I think she got very scared by it, Red did. And so she like kept shoving it down and was not using it, and it was just like festering inside of her, and she felt very angsty and uncomfortable and terrified. So that's why she was so willing, when it came to her 20th birthday, to go into the Wilderwood and meet this scary wolf, right? And her sister that was left behind kept trying to beg her to run, that you can get out of this. This is an old, like, fairy tale. It's not real. And it's their religion. So her sister's, like, not super religious. So she's like, I don't believe this crap. Like, we got to stop. Which totally makes sense. I get that, right? The problem here is that Red was willing to go. And her sister couldn't accept that. So she ends up like doing this crazy stuff with the high priestess, who is like the head of like the church or whatever, the religion. And it is bonkers, and it gets crazy and devastating. It turns out that the wolf is like not so bad. He's actually like just troubled and super sweet. And it's actually not even the original wolf. It's his son. So, yeah, it's just interesting. I don't want to tell you much more because I didn't really give anything that was spoilery. The spoilery stuff is really just in those details and the big plot twists that happen, which I have not touched on. So I would say definitely read it. Hopefully I gave you enough information for you to be like, I'll check it out. I will say check out the sample, because the sample on Kindle is amazing and it hooked me. It really did. And the cover is so beautiful. I love it. Okay, anyway, so I have a few other things to read. I'm hoping that I will officially make a TBR at some point. I'm on Christmas break now. And I have a lot of planning to do for my upcoming classes that I'm going to be teaching, because it is my first year as a official teacher in my own classroom. So I do a lot of lesson planning to do. But my hope, I have to read Frankenstein again because I'm teaching Frankenstein to English 12. I just finished the book Thief by Marcus Zuzak with my amazing 11th graders. There was some parts that they were like, this is boring, but for the most part, they loved it. And I think that's saying something. If it can get juniors in high school interested in the book, then maybe it's a good read. Marcus Zuzak is a fantastic writer. He really captures that poignance of what humanity is, which is why I've labeled this the humanity unit for my students. Kind of shows aspects of strengths and weaknesses of humanity. It is such a devastating book. I reread the ending before my students did, and I bawled my eyes out. It is just so heart-wrenching and beautiful, and really shows what that dash means, like on your gravesite. You know, you're born here, dash, here's where you die. And that dash means something. And I think all of us should really realize that and grasp life with both our hands and really enjoy those little subtle moments. Every part of our life is not action-packed, right? And that's what I was telling my students, you know. Not every day is super exciting. There's not a gunfight here or some crazy devastating heartbreak here. Those happy moments, those little calm moments are important. And the death is narrator. For the book Thief, the narrator is death. And I think that's important because from his perspective, he's like, I want to enjoy those little moments of humanity, seeing them happy, seeing them just somewhat sad, seeing them bored. And I think those are the valuable parts of that book. So yeah, check that out. I am thinking about what I'm going to read next. I downloaded the Kindle sample. My goodness, words fail me right now. Anyway, I downloaded the Kindle sample for Untamed. I forgot who the author is. It's marketed as like a self-help book, but Adele previewed it and was like, it's amazing, changed my life. And so I'm like, of course I have to like at least check it out. And I was actually pretty grasped by it. It's super interesting and like it relates to my life, which is crazy. So I might read it. I might not read it right this second because I have it in the mail coming to me, and I don't want to have to buy it in both places, on Kindle and in real text. I'm thinking about finishing Ember of the Night by Holly Lee, and because I have the sequel that was just released, and I'll update you with the specifics if I decide to read that right now. So I'm toying with a few different things. I will let you know what I'm reading next. This is going to be a wonderful 2 weeks, I'm telling you. Anyway, I am going to go get to it because I have my teacher union Christmas party tonight, and I want to get some reading done before I go into that, so I have some stuff to talk about, even though people at work are like, Amanda, do you just have a book for everything? Yes, I do. I have a book for everything. That is the point of reading. Okay, have a wonderful day. I don't know who you guys are who actually watch my videos as of right now, but I hope somebody enjoys this video. And yeah, Merry Christmas.